Namaste and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to create quiz using Google Forms. To do that, first open a browser, preferably Chrome browser. Once you're done, on your right top corner you'll figure out there is a grid referred to as Google Apps. Click on that, click on Drive, and you should be able to access a screen like this. This is your Google Drive. So you click on New, go to More, click on Google Forms. This is the default Google Form view. First things first, let's title it My First Quiz Form. As soon as you're done, that name is taken as the heading over here. You can also give some description. Let's say Quiz for Dummies. And by default, you are given the option of creating first question. I would recommend have some details from the user which you can use later on to know who has responded what as a record. So first thing I would recommend you to have is, let's say, name. Names cannot be multiple choice questions, so if you click on that, you'll realize there are n number of options available to choose from. For name, we select short answer. You can make it required. You can also add description. Let's say you click over here, click on description. You can add description like when you mean name, you need your first and last name. Oops, that's a spelling error. And ensure that you have selected this option of required. Click again on the plus sign over here, and as you saw, it added a new question which you can make. Let's say we would like to have the email. Again, email can't be multiple choice questions, so click on short answers, and usually use your active Gmail ID. Okay, make this question required. So after collecting primary data, you can have another question, or below the question there is an option of add title to the description. So if you click on this, you'll realize there's a title. Let's say quiz begins. It's not mandatory to have title, but it depends upon you, so I leave that choice to you. So once you can also add description, quiz, let's say read the questions carefully before answering, which we often fail to do. So you can keep that. Then again, you can use add question option. Let's say first question, what is the first name of Einstein? Definitely I would like to keep this as a multiple choice question, so I'll not make any change here. First option, let's say Alberta. If you press enter, it will directly take you to option 2. Alibaba, let's say. Next, again enter. You can have Alberta. Oh, Alberta is already there, so please ensure when you make options you are not repeating the options. Albertes, and none of the above. Having said that, you can make this a required question. You can add description if needed, which I'm not doing for now. You can add another question. Let's say this time we would like to use a picture to question. So in that scenario, the third option from the top here, there's something called add image. Click on that. You can choose an image. Let's say randomly we choose this one. Open. Uploading. It'll take a minute or less than that usually. My internet's fast today. Okay, as you can see, an image has been saved over here, and our question is above. I usually make it a practice that pictures I keep it above the question which I would like to ask. So let's say this is the image we use, and I've shifted the question using this option available here. As you can see, you can drag, you can move people, the questions up. You can't move people, but you can definitely move here question above and bottom and reorder them if as and when needed. So let's say I always give title when I want people to use image like this. Use the image below. Too many typos, errors today. Use the image below to answer the questions, let's say 2 and 3. Okay, so this image the user will realize, okay, I have to use for question number 2 and 3 if you make it something like this. Okay, and please don't forget to number your questions. So this is question number 2. Let's say the question we can create is what does W in the figure above represent? Okay, definitely this is a multiple choice question. I would like to keep, or you can also keep it a short answer, but I choose multiple for now. Let's say options are right ventricle, you can have left ventricle, right atrium, left atrium. Having said that, ensure you make this a mandatory question if you'd like to. And then add question number 3. Let's say heart is a muscular dash in humans. So this again you can keep multiple choice, but let's say if you want to keep it a short answer, you can click on that. Let's keep it a short answer for now. Make it required, and once this is done, you can see the whole form how it may look by going above, and the second option over here, let's say it's preview. Click on that and your form will look something like this. After making the quiz, I would like us to focus on the third option from the top here, refer to as settings. Once we click on that, there are three tabs available: general, presentation, and quizzes. In general, ensure that you don't select anything unless you want only one response from one Google sign-in. So meaning this, with this Google account, whatever it is entered, only one response can be given. For now, I'm keeping it deselected. I would like you to go to the quizzes, ensure that, you know, if this is deselected like this, you ensure it is selected, and rest you don't touch for now. Save. Once you save that, missed one thing. You need to, in presentations, this shows like what is the progress, shuffle the question. Avoid this because in that scenario, the name and the email might also be shuffled, which are primary information asked previously. You can have show link to submit other response in case if that is needed, but for now I'm keeping it blank. You can have a confirmation message at the end, like let's say, great, you're done with quiz. You may go bazinga, ha ha ha. Essentially, if it's a professional quiz, please avoid writing such things. So click on save, and having said that, I want you to focus, like once this is selected, quiz is active, you will see some changes in the questions over here. You can create answer key. You can see there is so none of the above is the correct answer here, and ensure you enter points, how many points worth it is. Over here is the right ventricle. I already made the selection. Ensure you have the points here, and so on and so forth. One last thing you need to know, there is an option of responses. Once the form has been posted on Edmodo, let's say for example, and people have attempted, and we have responses available. So to see these responses, there is a summary of all the responses over here, or You can also click on individual to see the summary, like who got which wrong specifically. If I'm sure this can be tedious when you have large volumes of submissions. So in that scenario, click on sheets over here, and all the data will be available to us in the form of Excel sheet, which is quite easier to see. Also, one last thing here, you can see there is an option of accepting responses. If you deselect that, you can, even if the person has the link, they cannot attempt the quiz anymore. So this is usually used if it's a time-bound thing where we definitely for now manually need to switch off this. Having said that, that's the end of today's tutorial. I hope you enjoyed.